Hey guys, it's Nate doing the Sunday review of all the charts that I've posted today. First things first, head on over to the Profit Agreed website. Go to the bottom, click on disclaimer or profitoveragreed.com/disclaimer. Make sure you look over all that. It's also in the Discord. So if you have any questions about that, please let me know. So diving right in, we've got Airbnb. They had earnings, pretty good earnings recovery here. So nice outside day post earnings here. Then went outside to inside day down, but still within this broadening formation here. So even though it went inside day down, it's still looking pretty good. So over 144, I'd like to see it move up here over 145.28 and then up here over 148.68 to get a reversal in the week. If you hear my kids in the background, they got a pretty intense game of Mario Kart going on the other side of my office door here. ASL, unclear if they have earnings this week. It says it, but I couldn't confirm it, so that's why there's a question mark there. But right here in the middle of the small broadening formation, see if they can get over 37.39, get a nice push up here to 38.33, break out of this, because all of this is inside of this. So let's see if they can push it up here over 39. ATVI, outside the inside day, kind of spinning top here, kind of favoring the short side there. So basically long over 83.64, short under 82.19. It's kind of how I'm looking at it this week. I got an inside week, so we'll kind of see what they do. And if you really want to get technical here on this smaller scale, you got this sort of broadening formation going on there. So if we break that down to a 60-minute time frame, that's what it looks like. Same thing here. They don't always line up exactly on once you go to drill it down to a lower time frame. So working here towards the bottom part of this broadening formation, see if they bounce it up here. And then on a 60-minute, you take it, get it through that downward trend line there. See what that looks like there. So that's kind of what I'm looking at there on ATVI. Blink kind of posted this one for the past few days here, but outside to inside to double inside, still holding on to the lower part of this broadening formation, holding on to 30 pretty well. If they can get over 31, I'd like to see it 32 and then on up with some further dated calls. If you want to go further out than September, then possibly go to like November or December on the 35s. Won't look too bad there. October, if you go to 35, pretty cheap, but not a lot of open interest or anything. But I was looking at the September 31 calls here. BMI needed a nice breakout here over 69.35, and then on a larger scale get over 70, but then on an even larger scale, we've got some levels here. So we've got 70.05, and then these highs here, and I actually think it was 79 something was, yes. So you got some resistance here around 75, which would be here, and then all-time high at 79. That was in 1999. That was 14. Go back to here. So this one looking on BMI or BMY, pharmaceutical news and stuff over the weekend with Pfizer and stuff. So just keep an eye on that. Beyond still, goes inside day through this old downward trend line here. It's right back to where we had it here.
but also tagging the bottom part of this Browning formation. So see if they can get it back over 119. It needs to hold this gap here. So we'll make sure we know that level there. 113. So it needs to hold at least 113, preferably 115. 115 breaks and we see 113, I'm sure. Coin. So came back to support. Now we're back to resistance over 261. Gap here. So at 268 roughly. So see if we can close that gap this week on some upside reversal off of the support here and off of the 250 support. CRWD has got earnings not this week but next week. We'll have the inside day up Friday with a nice hammer on Friday, basically over 238.64 Friday's high. Move it on up 240 and then see if we can get a nice push up to 250. So that's what I look for this week. Datadog, looking short on this. If we can get over 129 down to 127, 125, and then fill this, get back into the gap, and so that's what I'm looking at on Datadog as far as weakness. Facebook, I like how they expanded this Browning formation. So you take it, reassess it here. Now we got a new lower low. Now we're trying to get over 366, get a reversal on up. It went outside weak with a nice little hammer on the week. Reverse it back up 367, 370 plus. GME, it's been a while since we've heard anything out of this one, really seen any good movement out of it. So we'll see if we can get out of this falling wedge, basically over 160. Push it through the wedge, and then over 166.90, and then 170. Push it back up to 200. Coals, trying to come through the top part of this range to the top part of the Browning formation, over 58 into the gap, close it at 59.5. Some other retail names reporting this week, so might get a push on retail, might send it. Lending Club, looking more so of this one to get over 30. If you look at it on a monthly scale, let me get rid of some of these old lines, but on a monthly scale, you got basically a pretty solid area here around 30, between 30 and 32. So if we can get a nice push, that's what I'd like to see out of that. Over 29.16, 29.72, and on up over 30 would be a good confirmation of this earnings gap continuation. Micron, a lot of weakness. Never got that push over 83.09. Real bad weakness here, honestly. I think that was overdone. Put in a new lower low, looking for a move over 71.03, 71.18, or 71.88. Get up here to the gap at 72.20. Close it around 74 with some September 75 calls. It needs to hold 70 though. 70 is pretty important right here. Net, breaking out of this downward trend line. Wicked it Friday. Now we need to confirm it over 122.5. Get up over here 125. Test current high is 127.70 and then push up higher. Nucor, pretty spectacular move out of all this right here. Look at that Browning formation there. So pushed it, made new highs. Now it's come back through this range. No surprise way inside week. Now see if it can come back to this pivot here at 111, and then if not, then see if we can come back through all this. Because now, if you really want, you can make. Now we're in this larger Browning formation now. Got our points. Now see if it can come back through all of this range, back down. Nvidia came within 10 cents of making new all-time highs on Friday. Post earnings, good volume. Those Thursday and Friday off of earnings. See if they can push it up over 210 this week with this week's 827, 215 calls.
Roblox, another good one that came up off the earnings, held 74 area through that downward trend line, wicked it on Friday. Got some wick resistance here around 84.71. Push over that. I'd like to see a nice move over 85 and then on up here to 87.52. Push up over to see if we can get up to 90 or so. Starbucks, this is more of just a gap inside day play here. See if we can get into the gap, close it with some in the money 115 calls just for some quick cash. And you had great earnings, great movement. Now we're consolidating, seeing if they want to confirm the push. Came back, tested the old support here at 115.50, which is that pivot there. Now see if we can get over 123.5. And then push on up to 130. On a broader scale, 130 is a pretty big area. So see if they can get that confirmed. And then just looking at the SPY this week real quick. Tested this support here, 435.99. Posted that chart a couple times in the chat. Now it's trying to reverse. So if they can confirm it here this week over 445, then obviously I would think 445.94 and 447.11 would be within reach this week. But they just keep making new higher lows and higher lows, so higher highs and higher lows. So hope everybody has a good week. Hope you enjoyed the charts. Let me know if you need anything or need clarification on anything, and I hope everybody has a great day.